So here we have 2002 Leaving Cert Ordinary Level, paper 2, that should be, paper 2, question 1. So what you're looking for here is, we're looking at the area of a triangle, and we're given the formula, the area of a triangle is equal to. So this combines kind of area and trigonometry. So in this case here we have area is equal to a half AB sine C. So in this part we know that all the angles are 60 degrees because the three angles is add up to 180. So 180 divided by 3 is equal to 60. So all the angles are 60 degrees. And the reason we know that also is it's an equilateral triangle. Okay? So in this case then, we know that a half, two sides, so 4 and 4, and then sine 60 degrees, which is equal to a half of 16 sine 60. So use your calculator. 1/2 multiplied by 16 multiplied by sine of 60 is equal to 4√3. And that's what surd form means, okay? So surd form has the square root sign in it, okay? And that's part A. Part B, we're back to our, it's not Simpson's rule, we're looking for trapezoidal rule. Okay, so we want to copy and complete the table for this function. So when x is 0, x equal to 0, y is equal to 0 squared plus 1. So y is 1. Okay. When x is 1, y is 1 squared plus 1, which is 2. So 1, 2. When x is 2, y is 2 squared plus 1 is 5. When x is 3, y is 3 squared plus 1, which is 10. And finally, when x is 4, y is 4 squared plus 1, 17. 4 and 17. And now we want to use trapezoidal rule to find the area between the curve and the axis. So in this case then, trap rule and trapezoidal rule, we have the first, we have the last, and we know that h is equal to 1 unit. The first is equal to, so 0 up to 1 unit, and the last is equal to 4 and 17. So the last is 17 units. Okay, so in this case then we have h/2, first plus last plus twice everything else. So here you have 1/2, 1 plus 17 plus 2 times, so this one is 2 plus 5 plus 10, which is equal to a half of 18 plus 2 times 17, which is a half of 18 plus 34, which is a half of 52, which is equal to 26 units squared is the area. So it's the area under a curve. So you're trying to find the function, okay? So h is equal to 1 over 2, and that's trying to find the function for you, okay, which is equal to 26 units. Now for part C, in this case, this is a shape and it's a hemisphere surmounted by a cone. So the volume of the hemisphere is 18 pi. So volume of the hemisphere is 18 pi. So we know that 2/3 pi r cubed is equal to 18 pi. So in this case, 2/3 r cubed is 18. So use your algebra, r cubed is 18 divided by 2/3. So 18 divided by 2/3 is equal to 27. So r is the cubed root of 27, which is 3. Okay, so you're cancelling your pi's here. Bring across the 2/3, it's multiplied here, becomes a divide on the opposite side. Okay, so that's the volume of the hemisphere. How do I know it's 2/3? Because 4 over 3 pi r cubed divided all by 2 is equal to 2/3 pi r cubed. Okay, that's how we get the formula. Alright, now the slant height of the cone is 3√5, and we know that the radius is 3. So for part 2, this is 3 and the slant height is 3√5. So how do I find x? So x squared plus 3 squared is 3√5 squared. X squared, 3 squared is 9, is equal to 3√5 squared is equal to 45. X squared is 45 minus 9. X squared is 36. So x is the square root of 36, which is 6. And they ask us to show that the vertical height is 6 centimeters. Okay. Part 3 then, we want to show that the volume of the cone is equal to the volume of the hemisphere. So the cone is 1/3 pi r squared h is equal to, and we know the volume of the hemisphere is 18 pi. So in this case we have 1/3 pi, the radius of the cone is 3 squared, and we know the height is 6, is equal to 18 pi. So 1/3, 3 squared is 9, by 6 is equal to 18 pi. Use your calculator. 18 pi is equal to 18 pi, which is correct, okay? So that's the next part, part 3. And now we're on to the hard part, part 4. So for part 4, the solid is melted down and recast in the shape of a cylinder. So the volume of the cone plus the hemisphere is equal to a cylinder. Okay? And the volume of a cylinder is pi r squared h. Okay? So we know that the cone is equal to 18 pi and the hemisphere is equal to 18 pi. Okay? Therefore, the cylinder pi r squared h is equal to 36 pi. We know the height is 9, so r squared times 9 is equal to 36. R squared is equal to 36 divided by 9, which gives 4. So r is the square root of 4, which is 2. So the radius is equal to 2 centimeters. Okay, so that's the volume recast in the shape. Okay.